This morning, candidate and current county councilwoman Jessica Haire is joining us live. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. Now, on Tuesday, we got to hear from both you and Democratic incumbent Stuart Pittman, and both of you guys have very different stances on two issues in particular, and we want to talk about them: taxes and crime. But let's first start with taxes. Obviously, right now, there's a lot of inflation, and folks are needing a relief. Tell me a bit about your tax plan, and how it differs from who you're running against.
Absolutely. So in his first year in office, Stuart Pittman increased the income taxes by 12% and circumvented the voter-imposed property tax cap. So, we've seen the average family, it's costing them over his term more than $1,700. So at a time when we're seeing, the cost of eggs, the cost of milk, the cost of gas is skyrocketing, they really need that relief. And you work hard for your money. So my position is we can lower that. In the FY22 budget, there was actually $110.8 million of fund balance at the end of the year. So the government took $110.8 million of taxpayer money it didn't use. So we need to absolutely figure out a way to put that back in the pockets of Anne Arundel County residents.
And right now, do you feel like your message is being well received as we head into midterms? I mean, I'm just curious to know this because we have skyrocketing inflation. It's at the highest levels we've seen it in decades. How is your message being received on the ground?
Yeah, the number one concern I hear from residents every day is the cost of living and how can we help as the local government. And obviously that's on tax relief. And it's interesting, I've been talking about these local issues, my entire campaign. And Stuart Pittman really can't run on his record because his record is higher taxes.
Now, Pittman has mentioned that he's seen crime drop during his tenure as county executive, and you're looking at the same numbers and saying it's not quite happening that way. Explain your stance on that.
Sure, there's a couple of differences there. Mr. Pittman is not including the entire county when he looks at those numbers. So sure, you can say crime has dropped if you're only looking at one area. But in particular, Mr. Pittman's not including the city of Annapolis in his numbers. And, that's absurd. Imagine if a governor tried to say crime in Maryland is down, but only if you exclude Baltimore City. That's not an argument you can make.
And so what would you do to see these numbers decrease to a level that includes the entire county?
So the first thing we absolutely need to do is increase our number of officers. Stuart Pittman likes to claim he's added 100 officers. That's not true. In the last 4 years in the budget, he's only added 18 sworn officers to the budget. And of course, he had to increase your taxes even just to do that. The previous administration before him added 54, and they did it without raising taxes. So we need to absolutely increase our number of sworn officers. We need to streamline the hiring and recruitment process, which right now is very lengthy and inefficient, so that we can get more officers in the door sooner. And we need to give them the tools so that they can make our community safer. I hear a lot about dirt bikes. We need to really make sure they have the authority to go in and impound the dirt bikes and things like that.
Thank you so much for joining us, Councilwoman Haire, and we will keep our eyes on this election, keep you posted at home as we get closer to Election Day. Thank you.
Thank you so much.